Thank you for tuning in to another episode of A Business Minute. I'm your host, sir, and today I'm joined with a special guest, Mr. Christopher Ray Coleman. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing amazing. Thanks for the opportunity.
Hey, no problem, brother. Thank you. So if you would, Chris, just tell everyone the name of your business and what you guys do.
Okay, perfect. Well, again, my name is Christopher Ray Coleman, and primarily I'm the author of The 180 Effect. It's a 2-time bestseller on Amazon, and extremely proud. That book, again, the name of it is The 180 Effect, Homeless to Business Owner, Engulfed in Entrepreneurship, and Learning that Health is Wealth from One Decision. That's the entire title. And I'm also the founder and team leader of Health is Wealth Nation. And it's an organization based on helping people live a healthy, active lifestyle. Too many times, especially here in the South, we don't live healthy, and a lot of business owners, they want to put their health on the back burner. And I'm all about helping people optimize their health while accumulating wealth.
All right. That's always a blessing. And if I may ask, how long have you guys been active?
We've been active. We've been in business since January 2015. Of course, we've gone through our phases of evolving and pivoting and, switching and catering to the demographic, of course. But, we've been in business since January 2015.
All right. Okay. And this is my favorite question. What inspired you to start?
Well, yeah, that's a very interesting question, especially with me. So I can see why it's your favorite with a lot of people. But I actually got started because before starting the Health is Wealth Nation, I actually was a district manager with an advertising and marketing company. And the district manager working, 13, 14 hours in the office a day, not really focusing on my health, got to the point where I was like really fatigued, really, dehydrated, and my business, showed, it suffered for it. And it wasn't until I started focusing on my health and my wellness and my nutrition that, my business skyrocketed. My sales went up like, 33%. My recruiting went up 50%. So I learned firsthand that, health is wealth. And also I had a ton going on with my family. And I just shared this story briefly on another podcast, but my mom is the baby of 9 kids. And it's her, my auntie, and then they have 7 older brothers. And as of today, all of my uncles have passed away.
Oh, no.
So out of 7 brothers she had, now she has none. And of course, some of them, they had cancer and other things, but for the most part, it truly could have been prevented from creating a healthy, active lifestyle. So just from that happening, it really inspired me to, spread the wealth of health. And, with Health is Wealth Nation, we have a goal to open 100 nutrition clubs in the South by the end of 2020. And we really want to change the state of health here in the South as well.
Okay. And that leads me to my next question, and congratulations along the way. What obstacles did you encounter along the way?
Well, that's a lengthy list in itself. Really in my journey, my journey started out in 2013 when I started out homeless. So that was a real obstacle in itself, and starting out homeless, sleeping out in my car, having extreme goals and ambitions, but not really having the tools to accomplish things. So getting a sales job, having to learn things from scratch, having to learn the skills we need today in 2018 or just in this generation to survive. So that was an obstacle in itself. Other obstacles were really just being here in the South. I mean, like we know how we are down here. It's no such thing as just tea, it's sweet tea. Mardi Gras. People like to eat, people like to drink. So to really instill that mantra in the people that hey, like our health is our wealth. It's been extremely challenging. But that just makes the journey and the mission that much worth it. To see where we were a couple of years ago and to see where we are now, and now we have a wave of success and results and testimonies And, like I said, with our goal with nutrition clubs, when before we were just focusing on home programs and helping people online, like to see, us overcome those obstacles have been, amazing. So that's definitely one. And really just with my vision, I'm extremely, frank and bash, and I thank you. So a lot of people, they hear the goals, they hear what you're trying to do, and they definitely don't support. So that's always been an obstacle. But I mean, hey, God gave me the vision for a reason, didn't give it to anybody else. So it's really, really instilled it in me to just focus on, my vision and not the outside noise.
Okay. And with this line of business, it does sound like it's an everyday thing. Health is wealth. And so I wanted to ask, how do you manage to balance work and your personal life?
Well, with me, I tell a lot of people there's no such thing as like there's no divider. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite quotes, and is the master in the art of living draws no sharp distinction between his work and his play, his labor and his leisure, and it goes on to name more things. But at the end, it says no matter what, he's always determined to really just exemplify greatness, to achieve excellence. And like he can't determine between his work and the play. He leaves everyone else to draw that line on what's different, but to him, he's always doing the same. And so yeah, like even me, I'm a power lifter. I got a competition in December, so I'm running the business, with my book. I'm going on a book tour. I'm doing book deals with like businesses and schools. So it's really like it's almost like a integrated lifestyle that I built where. A lot of things that I do is also my business as well. So I'm just living my life. But for a lot of people, it's really hard. So I know I mentor a lot of people, and I advise them to hey, find, because too many times we don't have balance because we're trying to do too much. Mm-hmm. That's where the hey, I need to find some life balance. Well, you're doing too much. You're trying to do in 2 years what really if you're doing in 10, that's a huge accomplishment. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times I tell people like, hey, just one brick at a time. Like don't try to do so many things in a day. Like just find that 2 to 3 things that you have to get done today, and then over a long period of time, you're gonna be successful. But when we try to do so much, like in 1 week or 1 month, that's when we find ourselves overwhelmed, and we start to ask ourselves, okay, I need to find balance.
All right, bro. And you're coming up on your 4th year. Congrats on that. And I wanted to ask, of all the memories that you had, and with being a mentor, what experience did you find to be the most memorable of all?
A bunch of memories come to mind, but one that stands out more than any other is recently, actually this summer. I've mentored a bunch of people. I've had a bunch of reps on my team, a bunch of distributors. But recently, actually here in Mobile, I have a team member by the name of Dee Thomas, and she owns a Rock Paper Fitness here in Mobile. And her story without me is just amazing. Like what she's done in Mobile over the last 4 or 5 years with her gym, like it's been truly amazing. But it got to the point where things were getting hard. Like if you've ever started a business, you know how it can get where sometimes you have to pick, paying the light bill over eating, mm-hmm. for a day or stuff like that. And even though she had extreme success, it was starting to get to that point with like memberships and keeping the gym open and etc. And she joined our team. So with Health is Wealth Nation, even though she has her own brand and she's doing amazing things, started to get her clients on, the programs in the gym and at home, and helping them lose weight, and for the first time in the 2nd month with being on our team and a part of our organization, she was able to pay herself for the first time in 4 years as a business owner. Goodness. And I say it. Of course, it was a part of our organization, but I like to share it because like she was already doing amazing and to be able to help somebody that's already doing great in life to add that last little X factor where they can take their life to the next level and their business to the next level. Like it's really easy to help somebody that start from scratch because it's just a lot of massive action that needs to get done and not giving up. But to help somebody like I said, to add that last little X factor to take things to the next level, like it's extremely rewarding. So that's one of my favorite memories.
Yeah, and I've heard several people say in previous interviews that success does build success. So
Right.
it definitely cultivates itself, and that's always wonderful news. And so that brings me to my next question. Excuse me. At any point, did you feel that you wouldn't be successful? And if so, who or what changed your mind?
To be quite honest, no. It never crossed my mind. Like I'm a huge believer in and where our focus goes, energy flows. So and of course, a lot of people talk about the law of attraction and the secret and all of that. I don't know if I can cuss on here, but so I'm gonna keep it PG-13. But a lot of people talk about a bunch of stuff, and it's just a bunch of kumbaya and holding hands and just fluff. But when it gets down to the nitty gritty and the foundation, like your thoughts become reality. So if I'm thinking about failing, if I'm thinking about not hitting my goal, then what do you think is going to happen? Like it's really that simple. So as soon as I've had failures in life, well, what other people would consider a failure, I just take it on the chin, learn from it, and keep moving. And I'm extremely future oriented, so I'm always thinking about my goal, always thinking about massive success. Even now, like and sometimes it can be kind of a crutch because as soon as I have a win, like I almost don't recognize it. I'm already thinking about the next one and the next win and the next life I'm gonna change. So yeah, I really don't focus on not succeeding. I mean, I've just been a resilient person my entire life, and and from my background, where I come from, like me just being an African American male, being older than 25 is a success. So I really don't think about failing a lot, and it never crossed my mind. And but I will give credit where it's due. It's a lot of people that have kind of spoke life into me and mentored me. I mean, I've had a bunch of mentors in my business, my previous business. A guy by the name of Danny Feldman, a guy by the name of Martin Zeman. They were my superiors. So they really helped me out. A bunch of people locally, Darryl Campbell that owns a co-working space. He's helped me out a lot. A guy by the name of Marcus Neto. He just won a Small Business of the Year award by the Chamber. He just him being him has really inspired me. Like, oh man, okay, I can do this, I can do that. So yeah, there's been a lot of people like that have just inspired me. But as far as questioning would I be successful, no, that would never cross my mind.
All right, brother. And so my next question does go a little bit long term. So I wanted to ask, where would you like to see your business in 1 year, 3 years, and then 10 years?
Okay. In 1 year, we plan to be halfway finished with our goal. So at least 25 to 50 nutrition clubs open. Here in the South. My book being number one overall on Amazon, and really me traveling the world, just instilling the 180 effect, which is the title of my book, instilling that process and those philosophies into people, and really planting seeds for us to not only change the state of health here in the South, but nationally and then internationally. And then 3 years, of course, having 100 nutrition clubs, here along the South, having our clothing line associated with Health is Wealth Nation blowing up, having a meal prep service to supplement the foundation, with our nutrition clubs and our nutritional supplements, and really, with me, my brand, Christopher Ray Coleman, me traveling, me doing consulting, me speaking with, top corporations, top organizations, helping them realize that health is wealth, and, the old corporate wellness programs, like through the 2000s and now that didn't work, me kind of revamping that and truly showing organizations, how they can instill corporate wellness programs.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 10 years, I definitely, like, sometimes, kind of questionable and sharing these goals, because a lot of people like, yeah, whatever, like they don't, it just falls on deaf ears. But 10 years, I definitely plan to be in the process of owning the Saints and the Pelicans, the New Orleans Saints and Pelicans.
Okay.
That's been a goal of mine forever. I actually played in the Superdome when I was a kid on an all-star football team.
Mm-hmm.
My granddad was born and raised in New Orleans. My dad grew up in New Orleans, and my mom went to college there. So I got a huge tie to New Orleans. So yeah, that's one of my goals. If I can't play professional football or professional basketball, at least I can own the organizations. So that's a plan. And really, in 10 years, like I want to be that person that people look towards in the South. Really before then, but definitely in 10 years. I mean, like, up north, people have Eric Thomas to look towards. Down in Miami, people have Grant Cardone, who's a business philosopher and business owner that people look at. In New York, people have Gary Vaynerchuk. But here in the South, I mean, trust me, it's a lot of people doing some amazing things here in the South, but we really don't have like that one person that's kind of like known worldwide, like a Les Brown, like a Jim Rohn.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want to be that person. I'm only 27, so I really want to be that person here in the South where people can like have pride about and attach themselves to, and that's truly, adding value worldwide.
All right, brother. And to be honest with you, with the life that you speak and the conviction that I hear in your voice, I all but believe you, bro. To be quite honest with you, I definitely
I appreciate that.
No problem. No problem. And that brings me to my final question. And I always dedicate this last question to everybody else who's hearing this and may be inspired by you and your story. So what words of encouragement would you have for someone else who's just starting out?
If you're just starting out, like I said before, like it's your vision. It doesn't matter what your dad said or who your dad was. It doesn't matter who your mom is. It doesn't matter the background you come from. Like, God gave you your vision for a reason. If it wasn't meant for you to fulfill it, He would have gave it to somebody else. So He gave it to you for a reason. And really, the things, the adversity, the hardships you're going through, like, it's a part of the process. Like the seed has to be buried and dark and pushed through the soil to get to the top where it blooms and everybody can see it. So it's not even logical to think as human beings we're gonna step over or avoid those processes in life. We have to go through it as well. We have to be in the dark. We have to be rained on and be watered. We have to push through all the dirt and get dirty at times before we even get to that process. So a lot of times we want to get to greatness before we go through growing pains and before we go through the grooming process and being repetitive over years and years to groom those skills. Then we can be great. A lot of times we want to step over those phases. So all I can tell you is if you're just starting out, it's gonna take time. It's gonna be hard. Forget what you see on Instagram. Forget what you see on social media. Like be in your space. Follow your path and follow the process. Go through the growing pains. Groom those skills you got to do, and then you'll earn the right to be great.
All right, I heard that. Well, Chris, I wanted to ask if anyone wants to get in contact with you or just had any general questions or just want to see what you were about, how could they get in contact with you?
Well, the best place you can find me just overall is healthiswealthnation.com. That's my website. And if you want to email me, you can email me at Chris at healthiswealthnation.com. I respond to all of my emails. On social media, Instagram, Christopher Ray Coleman. On Facebook, just type in Christopher Ray Coleman. Twitter, double C 180, double C the number 180, and of course Amazon. Just type in my name, type in my book. Definitely if you shoot me like a screenshot or whatnot of my book, you'll get my attention a lot faster that you bought it, and can definitely help you out since you supported me. But yeah, like I said, and as you can see from this interview, I'm all about helping people, all about instilling great philosophies and just different concepts into people. So never hesitate to reach out to me.
All right, well, Chris, I'll even include those links in the description below. And brother, I just want to say thank you again for the opportunity to interview you. It's honestly been a pleasure.
Hey, thank you for the opportunity. I mean, what you're doing here is great, giving people a spotlight to reach more people. So I appreciate you as well.
Hey, no problem, brother.